Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I wanted to talk about the things that I don't do that save us money. So let's get to it. Okay, I don't think that people get into debt by doing one big thing or, feel broke because of one big thing. Usually it is small habits over time and little things that you're doing that just sort of like creep up on you. And then before you know it, you look over and you're like, oh my gosh, we have so much debt. Or, I feel like I have no money. Everything I make, I spend. But usually these are habits and they're little habits over time. So I wanted to share with you guys some things that I don't do. Some of them I never did, but others I stopped doing because I realized that they were sort of sucking money out of me and I didn't even realize it. At the top of the list is something that I know not everybody can do, but it is that I cut my own hair and I cut all the kids' hair. So we don't go to hair salons or barbershops and get hair done. And, maybe we don't always look as best as we could, but it does save a tremendous amount of money. We have 6 people in our family. My husband is bald, so he's not a problem. He doesn't have to go anyway. But for the kids, I cut their hair, the boys and the girls, and I cut my own hair. And I also don't dye my hair. So I am getting older. I am getting gray hair, especially underneath. And, my hair has some gray streaks in it, but I am not dyeing my hair. And I have never dyed my hair except for one time I got highlights. And I think I posted a picture to Instagram when I had it done. And I got highlights in my hair blonde highlights right before I went to Chicago for the YouTube Mommy Meetup Conference. Maybe some of you have been following me since then. That's the only time in my entire life that I ever dyed my hair. And the reason why is I just don't really want the chemicals against my scalp too. So it's like for health concerns as well. But I'm just letting my hair gray naturally, for good or bad. I do work in a corporate environment. I'm sure maybe some people I work with would prefer it if I dyed my hair. I don't know, it would make me look younger, I'm sure, but I just don't. And it saves me so much money to just embrace it the way it is. And so that's one thing that I don't do is I don't dye my hair and I don't go get it cut by professionals. I just do it myself. Next is I don't buy new cars. And when I have bought cars, which are not very often because we pretty much drive our cars until they die on us completely, and I'm told that I can no longer drive it basically without spending like way more money than a newer car would be. But if I'm purchasing a new car, it's going to be at least a year or 2 years old. I don't want to be taking a car and driving it off the lot and immediately losing $5,000 to $10,000 just because I drove it off the lot. So I will always purchase cars that are at least a year or 2 old. So brand new cars are something that I don't do. And like I said, I would prefer to not ever have to have a car though. I know probably some of you are car people and that's hard for you because you love cars, but it helps that I don't love cars and I would much prefer to just take my bike or walk or rely on trains. All right, so no new cars. All right, speaking of trains, I don't fly. We don't fly or travel very far from home. And we have had to travel recently, but we didn't fly. I don't really love airplanes, even though I actually used to be a flight attendant, fun fact, but I don't really like to fly. And a lot of it is cost, but other reasons as well. But so we recently had to travel because my daughter was looking at colleges. So we took Amtrak. So luckily we do live in the Philadelphia area. We are able to easily get onto trains, get to the stations. And so it was $10 to travel from Philadelphia to New York City. $10. All right. Like, come on. All right. And I was like, that is awesome. And obviously I look and make sure that we're traveling like during the time, it might be early in the morning, which is fine by me. Cause then we maximize our day, but I look to make sure like which times have the lower price and we always we always travel coach. We don't ever go into business class or upgrade. So being willing to sit in coach seats also makes the price less expensive. And I don't mind at all the coach seats. No problem, especially on Amtrak. We also went to Williamsburg, Virginia to see William and Mary College. And from Philadelphia down to Williamsburg, it's like $50 for that ticket. And it's a 6-hour ride. But like during that train ride, I just love it because I can walk around, I can work on my laptop, I can get things done, we can talk, and it's just so much more productive. I don't have to be like stressed and like holding the wheel, like driving. And the amount of money I would spend in gas and just stopping and purchasing food or whatever while we were traveling is probably more than what it cost for the train ticket. So like I said, we don't fly, and that's one of the ways that we do save money, and we don't travel very often. Next is we don't eat in restaurants and at all, ever, actually. I think I go maybe once or twice a year with coworkers if they want to go out to eat. I have some people I used to work with, and once a year we get together at a restaurant to see each other, and that's probably the only time I actually eat in a restaurant. So when we do travel or go places, I tend to look for places that are, well known in the area, and people have, talk highly of the food, but it's always at a place where we can order at a counter, get sandwiches or soup or whatnot, and we can go sit at a table, which avoids us paying for tips. So we don't have to tip. And just in general, my personality is I don't really like restaurants because I get really, maybe it's like the city girl kind of in me, but I don't like sitting there and waiting. I don't like having to wait. Like after I'm done eating, I want to leave when I want to leave. And I just can't stand having to sit and wait for them to clear my plate away and bring the check. And then I got to give them, I got to pay them, wait for them to come back. And I can't stand it. It makes me crazy. Every single time I eat in a restaurant, I just go nuts waiting for the waiter or waitress to come back and give us the check so I can pay so we can leave. Because I just want to get going with the next thing. And I feel like it's just like I'm always like on a schedule, or I got things to do or places I want to go, people I want to see, and I just don't want to be sitting there in the restaurant waiting for the waiter or waitress to come back. But it also saves us money, like I said, because we don't have to pay the tips that you have to pay when you eat in a restaurant. So, and that brings me to my next point, which is that I don't tip or round up with just regular purchases. You know how when you go anywhere now, like anywhere I go, if I'm at a retail store, they always ask me, do I want to round up to support this or that or whatnot? Or do I want to, add a tip if I'm just buying like a water bottle at some, fast food place or whatever. Wherever I am, if I'm buying a water bottle, it says, do you want to, tip the people? And I'm like, and I really appreciate all the work, like people who are working really hard. They work in, food establishments and, retail. But like, I'm like, it is so gouging. I feel like when I have to constantly be, if I was to continuously tip and round up, like those little, like all those pennies really do equal something, which is why they push so hard for you to tip or to round up. So if I want to donate to a certain cause, I will just donate on my own directly to that establishment. Then I have a record that I've donated for tax purposes. I'm not going to do it like at the stores when I'm just buying something, whatever it might be. If I'm at, thrift stores and I'm just buying something at the thrift store, they always ask to round up. And I understand like they have a wonderful ministry, things that a lot of them are, but I'd rather just prefer to donate directly to it versus rounding up or tipping. So I never do that. I always punch no tip every time, especially if I'm just purchasing food at a counter to go sit at my table and all they're doing is pulling it out of a case and handing it to me. Like, I don't really feel like I need to tip for that. They haven't done anything special, anything extra. If I want to tip, because I feel like they've been super nice and they smiled at me, which was really nice. It's becoming more and more rare for people just to smile and be friendly. Then I will take change or whatever from what I bought and I will throw it in a tip jar. Like, I would prefer to do that than just do it through the system. So anyway, okay. So speaking of shopping, I like to go thrifting, as I said, at thrift stores. So I don't buy new. So instead of going to like a Home Goods, if I need plates or cups or clothing or even shoes, like first place I always look is thrift stores or secondhand stores, because there's a lot of them and a lot of great ones, especially if you drive a little bit and go around. There can be fantastic stuff that people give away, like amazing stuff that people just never even wear. It's just unbelievable. So as an example, like going to all these colleges with my daughter, she did select a college, she's committed. And so, you know what? I went to the local thrift stores and went through all the racks of the clothing, and I found t-shirts and they look like they'd never been worn. Like there was one with the creases still in it, like it had been folded like at the campus store. And like you could see the creases. It was like a brand new shirt, and it was $4. Okay. Like $4 versus the $25 to $30 that shirt was in the campus store on campus. So I was like, I'm just going to start thrifting for the college gear now. And that saves me so much money. So I don't buy new. I don't buy new as a first choice. Okay, so next is I don't look at social media a lot because I don't want to fall into the trap of trying to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with friends or family, or I don't want to see all these like whatever they're doing, which I'm happy for them. Like I want those people to do those things and it's amazing, but I don't want to fall into some kind of trap where I feel like I feel like I need to be doing those same things just because they are, which is unfortunately, it's really hard to not start to feel that way when you start to look at a lot of social media or, even people you don't know, perfect strangers, celebrities, whoever it may be, people doing things, people taking flights all over the place, going on European trips or, going to different countries. And I might be like, oh, it looks amazing. And it is amazing, but I'm not at that place right now where I can do that as I'm trying to pay for kids' college and other things. Like I'm not at that point. That's not my current goal is not international travel. So I don't want to see other people posting all this stuff, which is going to make me lust after that as well. And so I try to be very careful. So I don't look at social media very much. In that regard, like I have to be very careful with the content that I'm consuming as far as what I am looking at or, what YouTube videos I'm watching, if it's going to trigger me to feel like, oh, I need a new car. I want that brand new whatever that just came out this year, right? Like, because I know I don't want to purchase a new car. I have to wait a year or two it's been out before I go and even think about it. So I just don't want to think about it at all. So I don't do that. I don't keep up with the Joneses. Next is, I don't take major life decisions lightly. Okay, so just going with this example again of college, since that's the stage I'm in. So my daughter and I, she, looked at all the options. Where could she go that she could travel easily by train? So she didn't have to worry about a car. What were schools that were likely to give her merit scholarships based off of her grades? And we did so much research, like unbelievable amount of research for all these colleges. And she applied everywhere. Then we reviewed all of their offers, all the scholarships that they offered her. Again, evaluated how many AP credits they accepted. Would she be able to graduate in 3 years versus 4? Like all those things, okay? And so this is what I mean. And we really whoa, did we do like the research? Like my head is going to explode. Okay. But so my point is this is a major life decision for her and for me as a parent. And so we're not going to take it lightly. We're going to really get into it, get into the research of it and make sure that she's making the best decision that she can for herself and for us as a family, if she wants my help, of course. So it's these are major decisions and we shouldn't just jump into them. So anytime you have a major decision that is, financial or going to impact you financially, then it's something that I think you should try. We don't just make a decision because we have decision fatigue and we're exhausted we don't want to talk about it anymore. We don't want to think about it anymore, which is true. It's like, oh, we don't want to have to, this is exhausting, which it is. But we went through the research. We went through the process of visiting places and really doing all of our due diligence is what I'm trying to say here. So I don't make decisions without doing my full due diligence to make sure that I don't go to bed feeling like I'm going to cry because I didn't think about obviously we don't know what we don't know. And we just make the best decisions that we can based off the information available to us and what we've been able to, I don't know what I don't know. So maybe we're going to regret a decision down the line, but at least I will know I did the best that I could in that time with what I knew. So these aren't rules for everyone. I'm sure that maybe you need or feel the need to dye your hair, and I get that. I 100% do. And sometimes I feel like I wish maybe I want to go dye my hair or make me look younger, whatever. So, I mean, I get it. So I would love to hear you guys, which one of these things do you agree with or disagree with, or what items are on your don't do list that help you to save money? And then next week, we're going to do my do list, things that I do to save money. Okay. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to give the video a like. It really helps the algorithm, helps my channel to grow, helps to encourage me to continue doing these videos after, I don't know how long it's been, you guys. I don't know, 10, 13, 15 years now? I have no idea how long I've been doing YouTube. But thank you as always for being here, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye. Okay. All right, I almost forgot. All right, for those of you that are doing the investment challenge that we're doing, so I have to try to remember this every week. All right, so we're doing the $1 investing challenge. So for the stock pick for this week, which again, you don't have to do this one. You can pick whichever one you want. I'm just here to try to help to inspire you, encourage you to try to do it. $1 a week to try to learn how to invest, learn the stock market, and and all that goes along with it. So the best way to learn is by doing, right? All right, so for this week, so what do I have here on my Robinhood app? Let's see. Okay, so this week I am going to buy $1 of Zevia stock, which is currently, as of today, sitting at $1.30. So I'm just going to do fractional share, $1. Actually, I'm probably just going to buy one share for $1.30. All right, so Zevia are these sodas, and I am obsessed with them. I just think they're so good. So it's like my little dessert. It's like one can of these a day. And it's like the no sugar, sweetened with stevia, these Zevia. They just rebranded like their packaging and stuff. So this is like, we buy these variety packs, and I really love these things. But anyway, so I'm going to buy one share of Zevia. And like I said, I encourage you, if you have some kind of food item or something that you really like, so for this week, try to do that. Like, if there's something that you really like and you eat all the time and it is publicly traded and you can find it on your brokerage account of choice, I use Robinhood, then, maybe get one fractional share of it for $1. Some things, like I like Hershey, but Hershey is like 200 and something for a share right now. I don't know what that price is. I have to look that up. I grew up drinking soda. All right. I was one of those kids who grew up drinking Pepsi and Coke like it was water. So unfortunately, it means I like the taste of those kind of things. Luckily, my kids don't like it at all because I've never given them any kind of sodas, so they think it's disgusting. But I just kind of crave that soda taste, so that's why I like the Zevias. Okay, that's it, guys. Talk to you in the next video. Bye.